Hi, my name is Sam Dhaneshekaran and welcome to this video lesson. In this video, let us take a look at the terms server and client. What do they represent? First, let me start with server. What does it represent? The answer is, well, it depends. In some cases, the term server is used to refer a hardware, and in other cases, it's used to refer a software. For example, this powerful computer host, which serves its resources to the network, is simply referred as a server. This is the hardware part or the physical part of the whole system which enables the serving function. Technically, it can be referred as a computer host or host computer or just host. But is this hardware alone enough? No, it needs a software which can use the physical resources presented by the hardware and make those resources served to the clients. For example, the operating system needs to be a server operating system, like Windows Server or Linux. If it runs Windows Server software, sometimes people call this whole computer as Windows Server or Windows Server Box, etc. In some cases, a powerful server host will run certain server applications like database server or web server, etc. These computers are also called as servers. If you are working as a systems administrator and if there is a request for you to restart a server, then you will need to get that clarified. For example, if it is a web server host, then you may want to ask, hey, do you want me to restart the host or just the web server software running on the host? Okay, now you may ask, I know the term server. It represents either a hardware or software. But what exactly is its function? How does it differ from other computers shown on the network? For example, let's take a kitchen in a small studio apartment used by a single person. Since it's going to be used by just one user, it just needs minimal number of appliances. One stove, one microwave oven, one refrigerator, one sink, and some utensils to serve a single user are enough. Also, it doesn't require a large amount of space. The user can have a small table set up in there and just eat right there. Also, managing this kind of setup doesn't require a large number of time or a large number of resources, etc. Now, let's compare that to a cafeteria being run in a college or a school. It has to support multiple people being in there at the same time, starting with large space, number of tables, number of appliances, a big parking lot, etc. Also, the management is complex when compared to a single kitchen. You have to have an efficient system in such a way so that the wait times in queue are acceptable by the users. Now, can you use a single kitchen to serve all these people who would come to a cafeteria? Yes, but will it be efficient? No. Space will be an issue. Queue will be longer. So we cannot do that. On the other hand, can we run a cafeteria for a single person? Yes. But will it be efficient? No. First of all, lots of appliances will be idle and unused. Lots of tables and spaces like parking lot, etc. will be unused. So it will be very expensive considering the output, which is just a meal for one person, to run a cafeteria for that purpose. So we cannot do that either. So essentially, a server is like a cafeteria. It packs lots of resources like powerful CPUs, large memory and storage, expensive networking systems, expensive server operating systems and applications, etc. These are optimized for multi-users who are generally connecting to the server through the network. These users do not have to sit in front of the server, but still they will use these servers by utilizing the resources shared by these servers to them through the network. On the other hand, the regular computers, which are often referred as a client computer or workstation, because they are always a client to a server, will access the server computers through the network. These have less powerful CPUs compared to the server hosts, less memory and storage, with simple networking interface. These run inexpensive desktop operating systems. These are mostly a single user machines. So I started this video by explaining about servers. Then in the previous slide, I slowly introduced about a client. So a client is basically a client computer, or as I explained in the previous slides about server, a client can also mean the client software running in a client computer. For example, if you are using Microsoft Outlook in your PC, then it's a client software to the Microsoft Exchange server, which is in essence an email server. Okay, so a client is also called as a workstation. Okay, so you have a browser in your computer, and that browser, web browser, is a client to a web server that you are browsing. Okay, so these computers are generally optimized to be used by a single user rather than multi-users connecting to these computers. That doesn't mean these computers cannot support multi-users. Nowadays, the desktops that are being used by single users in a business can support multi-users, but there is a limit to it. Unlike the server computers, which can support thousands of users simultaneously connecting to them, these client computers, they will not be able to do that. On the other hand, these are less expensive than the server computers. I have seen server computers ranging from $250,000 US to even like $500,000 or even more than that. Okay, so those are very powerful computers which can take care of large amount of users coming in through the network. Okay, thank you for watching this.